Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am here to review Wrestling Superstars, December 1990, and with the cover story, Wrestling Sexy Superstars Revealed. So let's open up the magazine and check it out. Cause you got the ads for issues of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, then the table of contents, fan form where the fans write letters to the editors. Got stories on Big Nick Busick. This is before he became Big Bully Busick. Dr. Duff, Bret Hart, and Animal from Road Warriors. The Superstar Grapevine, all the stories that's going on, all the news and stuff. And this talks about Stan Hansen and him injuring Tommy Rich. So Tommy Rich talking about how he wants his revenge on Stan Hansen. The Superstar Quote Book, where it gives quotes from the superstars, from Tom Zink, from Joe Zavodi, Harley Race, Buck Zumhofe, Tommy Rich, Bill Dundee, Robert Gibson, Scott Norton, Chris Adams, Barry Windham, Iron Sheik, and Randy Rose. Know Your Holds. This is Steve Keirn is talking about the Beal throw. And he said it was actually a guy by the name of Fred Beal, a wrestler from the early 1900s, who was the inventor of this hold. Pick a guy up and bail him around the ring. The Superstar Dream Match. Curt Hennig versus Rick Rude. And I guess this really was a dream match because I don't think they ever wrestled each other in real life. So it would have been interesting to see that. But this is where the writers basically book the match between the two, book the storyline, and then book the actual match. So this is basically the setup is that they're both, obviously, which is true, they're both, Rick and Curt are both from Minnesota. And they were friends, but Rick was a little jealous of Curt because Curt was the all-American guy, and Rick was kind of the guy on the wrong side of the track type of guy. And there was a girl that Curt Hennig liked, but Rick Rude slept with her. So Curt was pissed, and Curt wanted to get his revenge, but Curt never said anything. He held it in this whole entire time. And then he finally he was being honored at a sporting event in Minnesota, and he finally got pissed at Rick Rude and snapped, and that's what set up this match. So, yeah, they put a lot of effort into this. Interview with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. This is when he just came to Memphis. He just came back from WCW where he was a good guy, and now he's becoming a bad guy again. And he said he's so happy to be back to rule breaking. And it is kind of crazy how they had Eddie Gilbert in WCW for so long and they didn't turn him heel. Because he's best as a heel, so it's just crazy that they had him there for so long and didn't turn him. But he says in here how he's glad to be back in Memphis and the USWA, and he's glad to be bad again. Here with Tony Anthony, the dirty white boy, beating up on Jerry Lawler, which is, I guess, what Eddie loved to do, beat up on Jerry Lawler. What goes around comes around. Lex Luger, now I'm going to make Flair grovel. So this is basically about now, since Ric Flair has lost the title to Sting, he doesn't have a title. And Lex Luger is the U.S. champion. So Lex Luger is not going to just automatically give Ric Flair a shot at the U.S. title. He wants Flair to grovel and begged to get a shot at the U.S. title, just like Lex had to do when Rick was champion after Starcade. In '88, he said, Rick said he was never going to give Luger another shot. So now it's the other, the way, it's another, it's the on opposites. It's the shoes on the other foot now. So now Luger is champion and Flair is not. A grave situation in the ICW. The Undertaker's plan to bury the opposition. So I had heard about these were the guys that apparently Vince McMahon had to pay money to get the right name, the names of the Undertaker, so that the Mark Calloway could use as the Undertaker. I had heard about this, but never actually seen what these guys looked like. They were the original Undertakers, and Vince, I think Vince had to buy the name Undertaker so he could give to Mark Calloway. So I never seen this is the first time I've heard the story, from years ago, but I never actually seen what these guys look like. So this is them. The toughest team of bad boys isn't in the WWF. It isn't in NWA. It's in the ICW. Their names are Henchman and Punisher. Led by Boston bad boy Tony Rumble, the Undertakers are ready to get rid of their competition the easy way. So these were the original Undertakers. Special section, wrestling sexy superstars revealed. And I guess usually for this census, the males usually win, so it's mostly women that vote. Of course, I didn't realize there were that many women fans, but I guess there are. But this time they actually added. They usually would just be able to vote, have a bunch of guys to vote for, but now they added some women. So since this is a male magazine, mostly read by guys, obviously the top winner would be a woman, and that is Missy Hyatt. And I can agree with that. I cannot complain about Missy Hyatt being number one. So Missy Hyatt is number one. Sting is number two. I knocked the camera over. Lex Luger is number three. Elizabeth is number four. Stan Lane, number five. Woman, number six. Now, woman could be number one. Woman and Missy could be tied up for one and two, or 1A and 1B. That's Scott Steiner, The Ultimate Warrior. Number 9, Brian Pillman. Number 10, Ricky Morton. An outpouring of support. Get well, Brutus Beefcake. So this was after, the accident, the parasailing accident that screwed up Brutus Beefcake's face. And I guess he did come back to wrestle, that one time with Hulk Hogan, but he was out for a long time. And it happened July 4th of 1990, and he didn't wrestle until 93, I guess, the beginning of 93 with Hulk Hogan. So he was out for a long time. But these are just fans writing letters. They just took down a bunch of the fans that wrote letters to Hulk. That wrote letters to Brutus Beefcake, telling him to get well. Yep, he never got that Intercontinental title. It looked like 2 times he was going to get it, but 2 times he got injured. One time he fake got injured, and of course, then the other time he really got injured, and never got that Intercontinental title. Good continuation of the letters. Their fans wrote the editors. A lot of people talked about them not liking Macho Man with that Macho crown, the Macho King. I was like, whatever Macho Man did was awesome to me. So have a preview of the magazines that's going on the current month of November and December of 1990. There's a fan that's happy that Pro Wrestling Illustrated, I mean that Wrestling Superstars was covering independent wrestling with guys like Larry Winters and DC Drake and Mike Mondo, or Mondo Clean, I should say, Mondo Clean. And he was just happy that they're not major stars, but it's good that the magazines are covering all types of wrestling. So back issues of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, more coverage of the Undertakers, the original Undertakers. I don't know what happened to those guys. I just heard the story, but never seen them, never heard from them again. I thought one of them might be that big guy that was in ECW, that was with the FBI, Sal or something like that. I think, I'm not sure, but I thought one of them might be him, but I have no idea. Continuation of that Eddie Gilbert interview. Back issues of Wrestling Superstars. Grapevine, continuation of the stories, talk about Downtown Bruno returning to the USWA, and Paul Jones and Ricky Steamboat get back together, and that promotion, the South Atlantic Pacific Wrestling, it was basically in the Mid-Atlantic area. I think Paul Jones was running it, I think. So this is the continuation of the dream match that they eventually wrestled, and Kurt Henning's the girl that Kurt Hennig loved, that Rick Rude slept with, comes back, and she comes to ringside. Then Kurt leaves the ring and decides that he would rather be with the woman of his life than finish wrestling. So him and the girl just leaves, and Rick Rude wins by countout. So yeah, that's the aftermath of this great match. It was a good match until Kurt Hennig just walked out the ring with his girl. This is the ratings, the Wrestling Superstars top 10 ratings. Number 1, the Ultimate Warrior, the WWF World Champion. Number 2, NWA World Champion Sting. Number 3, the U.S. Champ Lex Luger. Number 4, Intercontinental Champion Kurt Hennig. Number 5, Rick Rude. Number 6, the AWA World Champion Larry Zbyszko. Number 7, Ric Flair. Number 8, the NWA TV Champion Arn Anderson. Number 9, Hulk Hogan. Number 10, the ICW Champion Vic Steamboat. The top 10 tag teams. Number 1, the NWA World Tag Team Champions Doom. Number 2, the WWF Tag Team Champions Demolition. Number 3, the US Tag Team Champions The Midnight Express. Number 4, the Hart Foundation. Number 5, the Steiners. Number 6, the Rock and Roll Express. Number 7, Brian Pillman and Tom Zink. Number 8, Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong. Number 9, the AWA Tag Team Champions DJ Peterson and the Trooper. And number 10, the USWA Tag Team Champions Brian Lee and Don Harris. And the ratings analysis and an ad for the Pro Wrestling Illustrated trivia game. Of course, the advertisement for the Pro Wrestling Illustrated merchandise. Okay, and this has been a review of Wrestling Superstars 1990. All right, thank you for watching, and I will see you again.